Good day, welcome to Naturallyou kitchen. My name is Carol and today we're going to make a delicious strawberry parfait. So for the first layer is called chai chia jelly. Why it's called chai is because we're using spices like ginger and cinnamon and vanilla, which gives it the chai flavor. And then we're using delicious chia seeds, which I'll discuss with you in a minute. So let's get started. For the first ingredient is water, just filtered water. Mix up all the spices and so on beforehand so that the seeds can be added right at the end. So I've got cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, just 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, we don't want to make it too strong, and some lovely vanilla. Now this is vanilla powder, it's not vanilla stored in alcohol, it is absolutely pure vanilla powder, which is really good. And then to this we whisk in some raw honey, 1/2 cup of raw honey. You don't need to use raw honey for a sweetener, you could use maple syrup, but raw honey really goes well. So make sure that you whisk it all up together so that all the ingredients are quite smooth. You just mix up the ingredients until they are completely dissolved. Because once you add the chai or the chia seeds, they swell out and make a jelly very, very quickly. So you want to make sure that they're absolutely absorbing the flavors from all the spice. And so this is the chia seeds. You can see that they're fine little seeds, they're lovely colors, they look like tiny little shells. They are absolutely full of omega-3 fatty acids, which we all want. Once they swell out in the liquid, they become quite gelatinous and crunchy and much easier to palate and much easier to chew. So what I do is I just whisk it all together and then put it aside. And this will take about 2 hours to swell out and become a good jelly. In the meantime, I've got some chia or some chia seeds for you that have already been standing and swelling out. You can see that they've become quite gelatinous and they're quite delicious, lovely and sweet with the honey, and a lovely spicy with all the spice that we've got in there. So this will be our first layer in the bottom of the glass. Now the idea is to get some some jelly right at the bottom without messing the glass on the side, and that's going to be quite a difficult task, but try your best. You can drop it from a dizzy height. Luckily the jelly slides down to the bottom of the glass, so it's not too critical. Just put as much jelly in as you want. Now you'll notice that I've made far more chia jelly than what's needed. This is just a very easy to keep. It keeps fresh in the fridge for at least 2 weeks, and it is so full of calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, manganese, and zinc and copper. It is absolutely a wonderful superfood, and really you can have a spoonful of this every morning and you know that you've got good nutrition in for the day. So keep it covered, keep it in the fridge, don't throw it away. So that's the first layer. For the second layer, we're going to make a lovely coconut cream. And for this part of the recipe, we're using a young coconut, which looks like this. It's a coconut that has got a green outer cover. That's been chopped off so that you're just left with a sort of a round coconut, and they often chop it in the shape of an African hut. And to open that, you can use a screwdriver and you can use all sorts of implements. I've got a special cleaver. It's quite a heavy cleaver, but it does the job superbly. I won't do it on camera because it makes quite a mess, but you'll find a number of videos on YouTube to open a coconut quite well without a mess. So I've done it already previously. Don't throw the water away. The water is quite delicious and we need that to make the cream. So we've got coconut water, and we're not going to use it all, so you're welcome to drink the rest of the coconut water straight out of the coconut. And if you've kept this in the fridge, it is quite a delicious treat early in the morning. Then you'll notice the coconut has lovely soft flesh inside. So this is not the traditional brown old coconut that you find in the supermarket. This is a young coconut where the flesh is quite sloppy. So you scoop it out with a spoon. So it's quite sloppy. This is wonderful food for little babies. Just whiz it up and make this cream and serve it to your little babies. And for this part of the recipe we need a blender, and I'm using the Vitamix today. The Vitamix is really a super blender. It whisks or blends it at a speed of about 1,200 revolutions. It's really a wonderful blender. Put in the coconut flesh. It's 1 to 2 coconuts of flesh. And together with that, I've got a little bit of maple syrup. Now again, you don't have to use maple syrup. You can use lovely raw honey. But today I'm using maple syrup to give it a special flavor. And then you can have just the coconut and the maple syrup, or you can add a little bit of vanilla. If you've got a bit of vanilla, just add a little bit of vanilla. And a little bit of water. Remember to go easy on the water, because we don't want a watery cream, we want quite a solid cream. So this is going to make a little bit of a noise. So once that's done, we'll just check to make sure that it's nice and creamy and sloppy. Isn't that wonderful? Beautiful cream. I'm pouring this into a bowl because we're going to use it in 2 parts for the layering of the fruit. So we'll keep this aside. Alright, so for the next layer we need strawberries, and preferably fresh strawberries. We always say fresh is best, but if you don't have fresh, and it's like winter in New Zealand, so if you don't have fresh, use frozen strawberries. So I've got delicious frozen strawberries. And again, I'm using maple syrup for a special flavor, but you can use raw honey instead. And then just a squeeze of lemon juice, just to give it a little bit of a tart flavor. And let's whiz it up in this wonderful Vitamix again. So let's put the next 2 layers of the Parfait together. We're going to try again to drop the ingredients in so that we don't mess the side of the glass. This is just a spoon or 2 of this delicious coconut cream, just to separate the layers of the chia seeds and the strawberry. And then gently pour in some strawberry sauce. So that you see the colouring on the outside. Doesn't that look yummy? So you can put as much of this juice in as you want. Then the next layer will be some fruit, and with the fruit you can really be creative. And remember the colours. So we've got white and we've got red. So we don't want to add an orange fruit to the red, so I've cut up some kiwi fruit. But before I put the kiwi fruit in, this is a little bit of a tricky, enjoyable part. I've cut kiwi fruit into slices. They're so beautiful with these seeds. Don't they look delicious? So put your fingers into the glass and gently position the kiwi fruit around the edge. And we hope that it sticks in that position. That's the whole idea. Put a small one in there. And then in the center, I've got some extra chopped kiwi fruit, which might dive straight into the strawberry sauce, but don't worry about that because it will still soon fill up and give a good layer. So it's just slices and chopped kiwi fruit. Doesn't that look delicious? Then for the last layer of the fruit, I've got chopped pawpaw or papaya. This is not readily available in New Zealand, so we import it, but it's most delicious. Obviously in summer, it would be lovely to have mango. So just chop up mango and fit it in the top. Of course, mango and pawpaw are full of vitamin A, and that is excellent for sun protection. Doesn't that look delicious? Now to top it all, a few spoonsful of the coconut cream again. Just gently pour it over. Again, trying to make sure that it sits on top and that it doesn't mess on the side of your glass. There we go. Now because it's not summer and I don't have fresh strawberries, I can't really decorate it with strawberries because the frozen strawberries, once they are defrosted, they are quite floppy. So I'll be putting a cherry on top and some mint leaves. So just choose some decoration that makes it look pretty and yummy, because that's the main aim, is to taste it. The main aim is to have nutritious, healthy, beautiful parfait, but also you want to make it look delicious. So you've got to continually make sure that your layers are beautiful and that the top is decorated. That's the demonstration for today. Bon appetit. Enjoy.